lest the righteous stretch out their hands to do wrong. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds his people from this time forth and forevermore. Do good, O Lord, to those who are good, and to those who are upright in their hearts. But those who turn aside to their crooked ways, the Lord will lead away with evildoers. Peace be upon Israel, for the scepter of wickedness shall not rest on the land allotted to the righteous, lest the righteous stretch out their hands to do wrong. As the mountains surround Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. Help comes from the Lord who made heaven and earth. My help.
Hey everybody, it's Brad
And I'm Krista.
with the Big Family Homestead, and
There's Brutus
he's back there.
eating out of the dishwasher.
That's
Get
neat.
Brutus, get out of there.
All right, take two. Take two. Hey, I'm Brad
And I'm Krista.
with the Big Family Homestead, and today we are going to explore a time before dinosaurs.
That's right. That's
That's
right.
right. Today we're going to talk about what life was like before these things right here. Dun dun dun. Cell phone. Oh, hey, everybody. Good evening. It's Brad.
And I'm Krista.
with the Big Family Homestead. And yes, we are going to a land before time. Oh, man. Can you remember the days of the Commodore 64? Can
And
you?
the Nintendo NES.
Oh, Duck Hunt.
Yep.
We're going
Mario.
back, ladies and gentlemen. We got to get back in time. Holy mackerel, we are talking about cell phones.
We're going back into the Twilight Zone. How many movies TV shows can we name in this video?
There you go. Yeah, you guys do it. TV shows dealing with the way back then. The way back then machine, you know, when we only use stick to write with.
And Time Machine.
Time machine, yeah. So we're going to talk about some fun stuff, and we really do encourage you to jump in, have some fun with the comments and your stories about, oh, do you remember that time when we got stuck and there were no cell phones out in the blah, 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 and this happened, right?
Yep.
So we've got a bunch of stuff planned tonight. Jump into the chat. It's going to be a lot of fun. But we're also going to talk about something a little bit serious, and that is, what if, dun, 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 to make this even crazier, what if there were no more cell phones?
Dun, dun, dun.
What would it be like if you couldn't just pick up your phone and have the entirety of knowledge of humans from the internet right here. What would it be like if you had to do things like, I don't know, like this? Days before cell phones, BC, right? When you would go someplace and you didn't really know where you were going in a different city, but you had an address, how would you get there?
Map.
What is that?
It's a map.
Do you know how to read one?
Yeah.
Longitude, latitude, the whole bit?
I do. No.
No? So BC, before cell phones, you just couldn't go anywhere.
I'd figure it out.
Start asking people along the way?
No, I'd figure out how to read the map.
All right. Proactive. All right, ladies and gentlemen, be honest. When's the last time that you pulled out a paper map?
Well, for me, it actually was not too terribly long ago.
No way.
Yes. Yep.
Why?
We were driving to Green Bay. And
Why
I was
did
just
you have
I can't remember why I pulled the map out.
Just out of curiosity?
Just out of curiosity, see if I could, find my way there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
The problem is the atlas that I have is not super small. So it's a big atlas. I mean, it's one of these big, I don't even know what that company is anymore.
Oh, Rand McNally.
Yes. Rand, yeah. So they're humongous atlas, but all of Wisconsin is on one page. So it's kind of hard to see all the small roads.
Kelly is mentioning when she used a map last, a paper map. By the way, I got to say, this is a little embarrassing to only see 26 likes when there's 88 of you guys on. Please take a second, hit that like, because it helps with the algorithm to send out the notifications and the blah, 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 and the yada, yada, and yippee skippy. So please hit that thumbs up. It does help us out.
Yeah.
Paper maps. I was fascinated with cartography when I was growing up. The science of map making.
Yep. It's really cool.
But most people don't even know how to read a map. I guess, what would you do now? Would you just try to figure it out? Would they even know what that legend is?
Well, yeah, probably not. I mean, our kids know how to use a map. We've shown them how important it is to have a map. Speaking of maps, Hope needs one in her truck.
She needs McNally.
She needs a Rand McNally map. Yep. Maybe we'll just give her a Wisconsin map because she doesn't ever plan on leaving the state. So
yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.
So maps, that would be a big problem in the days if these things didn't work.
Right.
Everybody just plops it into your phone, and that's just how you do it.
Okay. Sometimes I actually don't put in the address of where we're going or the city of where we're going. I will just zoom out and say, okay, well, here's a road that kind of goes that way. Let's go this way. And I try and find it on my own on the app. However, it would be better just to use a paper map.
Well, when you were unfortunate, you didn't get to go with our band to Rome, Italy. I really wish that you had. But when I was in a touring band, one of the coolest places we ever went was literally Rome, Italy. And that was back when the GPS system
We're just starting, yeah.
was just, we bought one. It was expensive too.
It was like, I think $500 or $600.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we had to specifically buy the map for Rome.
Yeah.
And we took it with us because we're driving around in a foreign city,
Country.
wrong side of the road, the whole nine.
Right.
And it was so badly outdated that it kept driving us into one-way streets that were no longer streets, and they would just T-bone into a building. There was no more road. Where we're going, we don't need roads.
Yes.
So
Yes.
it was kind of a little bit of a taste. Oh yeah, remember the Thomas Pearson III, the AAA triptychs.
Yep.
Yeah, they used to provide those for free. Geez, I was talking to somebody yesterday about that.
Yep. Yep. She remembered that her mom would get, when they were getting ready to go on a vacation, her mom would get this big packet of triptychs in the mail.
Yeah.
And she's not that old. She's young.
Who's she? She who?
Tara.
Oh, yeah.
That was today. Not Tara. Tara. Sorry.
Tara.
Gal from church.
Yeah.
So she's in her mid 30s. So she's
Yeah.
not that old.
No. And I think they do a few things a little bit funny here in Wisconsin. I mean, I understand why, but there's some things that are odd that don't happen elsewhere. Like everybody here still writes paper checks.
Yeah.
I would say at least a third of people in line at Walmart get it directly in front of me when I'm in a hurry. And then they all need to write a paper check. But it's only when there's like 6 or 7 people in front of me.
Right.
But I love them
It has
in
happened.
Jesus' holy name.
Truly has happened.
And actually, this is not too bad of a rabbit trail. But when we first moved here, I honestly thought there was something wrong. I was like, why are they writing paper checks? Is your internet down?
Oh, funny.
I seriously looked at, I was like, when the clerk, it became my turn, I said, is your card reader wrong or something? Is it not working? Is it not talking to the orb in the sky that makes money go into people's digital zeros and one accounts?
She looked at you like you had a third eye.
No, she's
too.
like, no, people write checks here all the time.
Yeah.
I said, well, I'm not trying to be rude. Is it honestly like an older person thing, in not being rude, but just like that they're just in their ways. They're happy with their ways. They don't want to adopt new ways. And they said, no, actually, here in Wisconsin, a check is actually a legal binding document.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So if somebody, and I couldn't believe this, but if somebody were to pay for a tractor, let's say you went and bought a tractor, you're like, here's my card, bloop. And for whatever reason, they left and said, I never made that charge.
Right.
They could probably get away with it if they were sneaky enough.
Right.
But with a check, it's a binding contract.
Right. And they can get in trouble. Yep. The person who wrote the check that bounced. Yeah.
So what's your best, I wish I had a map story? Ladies and gentlemen, Tammy, I'm guaranteeing you got a really good, I wish I had a map story. And while Krista's thinking of a good map story,
I don't have a good map.
you got a good map story. Of course you do.
I don't.
Well, now I lost what I was going to say. It's gone. It's gone. Good map stories gone. So when good map stories go bad, that's the next part of the. Da, 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 da.
Oh my goodness.
Thomas Pearson says, I liked the TomTom GPS system. I remember that. We had one.
We had Garmin.
But I think
And
we had
actually,
a
we
bunch of
still
them.
have one.
You want one? Who
Yeah.
wants it?
I don't think it turns on anymore. I don't even know where it's at anymore. It might be in the filing cabinet. But yeah, we still have one. And you want a slightly used GPS? Just let us know.
Anybody?
Yeah.
Email us.
Yeah.
All right. So here we go.
Okay, but what's funny, before we move on,
Yes, ma'am.
the van has GPS in it,
Built in,
built into it. Yeah.
which I always thought that was
And
goofy.
and it's not a newer van. It's a 2015.
Yeah.
But it has a GPS in the screen. We never use it, but
Yeah.
it's there. So we don't need the Garmin.
We don't need roads. So everybody's saying they love TomTom.
We never had one. We always had Garmin.
I remember we bought
Garmin's still looking for my house.
Garmin is still looking for my. That's funny.
That is really funny.
Yeah. By the way, make a comment, guys. Only half of you have hit the like. Please hit that like. It does help. We bought one of the celebrity voices at one point, because you could get a voice that would tell you, like if you was, turn left at this road, and it would be a celebrity voice. But We bought one and turned it off within probably a single day because it was Homer Simpson.
Yes. Yeah. And if
It got crazy
well,
irritating.
It didn't give you specific streets to turn on. And then, if you didn't go on your tour, it would, or on your, not your, on, if you didn't take the correct turn, it would say, no. And, it was silly, very silly. So that didn't last very long.
Did anybody get a crazy celebrity voice? Because you can get them. But anyway,
Yeah.
here's part 2. The days before cell phones owns. Honey, my lovey-dovey honey bunches of oats, sweet nectar mama.
Sweetums.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
But
Yes, dear.
got a question for you. When it comes to life before, you like the sound effects?
Yeah.
Before cell
Perfect.
phones. Do you remember what it was like to have to wait for me to call
Yes.
while we were dating?
Yes, I do.
Do tell.
I will.
No.
Oh, right now?
Oh, you want to go? Let's go live?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so how many of you have been without one of these and you're in love? You're in love. And you really, really, really want to talk to that person who you're either in love with or married to, or your kids.
Mm-hmm.
And now nothing before cell phones was instant. It was all, remember? Do you guys remember?
Right.
The curly wired
The
phones.
wired phone that were always tangled. Those cords were always tangled because all of the girls would try and pull it as far as it would go into the bathroom so they'd have just a little bit of privacy.
Little
so Mom's
privacy.
not listening to my conversation with my boyfriend.
Oh, you say that now.
I was that girl
Yeah,
really.
you say that now.
because I had one boyfriend.
Who?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Me who?
Yeah. You.
He moo.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the crazy thing with the cell phones is I think one of the big things is that it's immediate.
Mm-hmm.
There is no waiting.
Oh, no.
No,
No.
if it's
There's no patience.
no patience.
No, not at all. If you text someone, you expect a response almost immediately. Or if they don't answer the phone, why are they not answering my phone call? Why are they not answering my phone call? Do they not like me anymore?
I actually think that's a problem.
It is seriously a problem.
I do.
Yeah. Yeah.
If there's zero patience, then it just builds people's anxiety.
Yeah, it totally does.
And anybody,
Totally
does
does.
anyone remember this crazy little phrase, absence makes the heart grow fonder? A little bit. I'm not saying a lot, but a little bit's pretty dang healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So while waiting for a phone call, if anyone got on the phone, are you going to be on long? Are you almost done? I'm waiting on a phone call. Because there was no call waiting.
Yeah, call
if
waiting.
somebody called, because it's busy. And okay, there were 2 girls in my house when I was growing up. It was me and my sister. And we were 5 years apart. So she was always on the phone.
And I know for a fact that sometimes she wouldn't be exactly completely honest
Oh, no.
when I would
No.
call. And she
wouldn't
would say,
tell-
"Oh, no, there were no calls.
No,
there were no
she
calls."
wouldn't tell me if anybody called for me either.
No, I'm like, "No, I called exactly at blah blah blah
yeah,
blah."
right. Yeah, we had a prearranged time that we would talk every day because, didn't have these. So,
Yeah.
but then, so when I was a kid,
Yes,
remembering back when we would go to my grandparents to visit, and we lived in Ohio, they were in Indiana, so we'd drive home. We would call and let it ring once and hang up. And that way then my grandparents knew that we were home. And because the long distance was so expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we know they're home. We're good.
Did you guys do that?
I'm sure a lot of people did that. You guys probably did that.
We did that.
Yes, we did that. But I did that as a kid.
So describe exactly how it would go down.
So we'd leave my grandparents' house, and then we would drive home. It was like a 3 or 4 hour drive. I can't remember. And then my dad or my mom would call my grandparents. They'd let the phone ring once and then hang up the phone. So my grandparents would hear that one phone ring and they knew it was us. And it was vice versa. My grandparents would do it if they came to visit us and drove home, they'd do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just something that, it was the secret phone code.
It was not so secret though.
No, it was, everybody did it. It's that way because you're not paying exorbitant amounts of money for, long distance. It was ridiculous. And you would do that if you were out touring.
Yeah.
You would pick up the phone and you would call and let it ring once and hang up. And then I would know that you were there where you were at, and then you would call when you were able to.
Yeah.
And then if I wasn't home, and he'd call.
Oh, we're going to get to that here next. But I forgot to mention something in the very beginning, guys. I have something really, really, really cool to share with you. And then we're going to get back to the tragedy of life before cell phones and what it's going to look like if there weren't any.
Ooh, if we have them, we're addicted to them.
Oh.
Then what?
But the good news is I have some free music for you. Today, I have completed an entire album of scripture music, or logos in the light of God's word, or logos, scripture music. And it's free. It's free. And it's there's a link in the download, and I think there's 15 tracks on there. There's either 14 or 15, I can't remember. But it's all scripture music, and I want you to have it, and there's no strings attached. 0. But check this out while we talk about more of the hardships of cell phones and the lack thereof. You who may be a little bit younger, you're not going to understand the heartache and hardship of not being able to be in instant contact with somebody. Now, I know that's crazy with instant texting and instant video and instant this and instant, everything is instant now. But when I was traveling a lot with a band, you basically, we started before cell phones existed. And then when we went, a few years in, we got the really super expensive ones, but we're going to talk here in a second. But put your comments down below if you guys, any of you, were in the traveling world before cell phones, because you're going to remember those gigantic box things that were the first phones that came out. We're going to talk about that. But when you missed a call, an important call. So here we go. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you what. When you're on the road, is anybody out there been like on the road where you're gone for long periods of time before the convenience of the cell phone? Because that stank.
It was awful.
Because we had little ones for most of that time.
Yeah, all of that time. Yeah.
It was crazy because if you're in a different time zone, like 3-4 hour shift, then it gets crazy because you got babies at home and she might be going to church or she might be doing something. And then I get 5 minutes to call because, we're here at a rest stop. We got to fuel up, call home.
Nobody's home.
Now,
You'd leave a quick message and I'd cry when I got home.
Yeah.
I did it. Well, actually, that didn't last too terribly long because when we had Jonathan, I got a cell phone. That was when cell phones first were easily accessible. And so I had a cell phone when I had Jonathan. So that way you could just call my cell phone and then
Yeah.
we wouldn't miss getting to talk to each other.
TJ is saying, yes, payphones were all around, though. Even at the airport, they had like 100-foot wall of payphones. Yeah. But when we were driving, see, I was in a band. And so when you're driving, you couldn't expect that there was going to be a phone everywhere.
No, it's whenever you got stopped to get gas.
Yeah.
Or at a rest area.
Yeah. And then, even then, it was like sometimes like, oh, the phone's out of service. And it would be one.
Yeah.
And then, oh my gosh, do you guys remember if you ever traveled, the craziness of trying to get a line out if you were in a hotel?
Oh my gosh. Press 9 and then you can dial your phone number.
And then they would bill you wrong almost every time.
Oh, sure. And we did do collect calls a lot.
Yeah.
Because that was really the only way to do it. It was more expensive, so we stayed on the phone as little as possible. But collect calls were the way to go.
Well, and oh my gracious, I got to tell you a great story about cell phones and not having one. This is a true story, and I will change the names so that the parties involved are not going to, I don't know. But
I doubt they're watching, honey.
I doubt they're watching too. So, but I'll keep it like. How do I start this?
Johnny. There you go.
There was a guy.
His name wasn't Johnny.
This was back when cell phones, you could get one, but they were really expensive. Mm-hmm. And no, not the crank up ones that you'd keep in the center of your car there, the big bag things. Not that. Like they were actually flip phones. Motorola, right? And this person was in love with this other girl. Mm-hmm. And the issue was they were so expensive and we were all just barely getting by. Mm-hmm. And he was always in this process of getting his phone shut off because he didn't have enough money. So he would get his phone shut off and then he'd get some money and then he'd pay the bill and he'd get it turned back on. Well, we were sound checking at a place one time, and this guy didn't show up for sound check. And we thought, well, that's really odd. What the heck is going on here? And then he came back later, and he was all wet, and he was crazy, like, what's going on? And he didn't really say anything until after the show, and he fessed up, and he said what happened was this. He had been sneaking telephone time. He was looking in for an open line in the church that we were playing at. This guy was a nasty wasty, right?
He would go find the church office or a kitchen that had a phone in it.
He would go and look, and he said that I was going down this hallway and it kept getting darker and darker. And then I was looking for a light switch on the side. And then he said, then I was down this hallway and it turned and it got darker and I was so black. And I kept looking for a switch because I figured I was getting close to the church office, and there's always an open line at the church office. Snake. Well, he paid for his sins.
Oh, sure he did.
But he said that he opened a door, went up a few stairs, and then all of a sudden he was completely in the air and then in complete darkness underwater. And he said he freaked out, didn't know what to do. He was panicking. And then he realized he'd fallen into the church's baptistry up front. Mm-hmm. I was like, yo, bro, you get what you get.
Well, okay. And so you guys were clearly
you
not
want to talk about getting the bejeebers scared out.
You weren't playing in the sanctuary, so you didn't know where he was there.
No, he just was
there.
Gone.
Thankfully, he didn't hit his head and drown.
Good point.
You know? I mean, he could have done that.
If he hit the corner of
the tub, he could have knocked himself out and drowned.
That's a good point.
Yeah. So God was protecting him. But
okay,
man. What's a bag phone?
A bag phone. Oh, you don't know what a bag phone is? It's not a joke, Buckeye.
No, it's actually a thing that came out in the 80s.
Yep.
because my dad had one that was mounted in his car.
It was a bag.
That one wasn't a bag. It looked like a desk phone, honestly. And it was mounted to that big hump, between the front seat. You guys know the bench seat in the front.
None of the kids wanted the hump seat.
Nobody wanted to sit there because you had to put your feet up on it. It was a royal pain.
Yeah.
But yeah, dumbhead. But so my dad had one mounted on there, and it seriously looked like a desk phone in an office, but it was a cell phone.
It was a cell phone,
Yeah.
but they were this
And
big.
it was humongous. And they had some in bags that you would carry, and it was big. It was really big.
Yeah.
My dad was always one to get,
The latest, greatest
the
tech.
latest, greatest tech. He was
like that.
He was like that, yeah.
So, all right.
He
Well,
got
here
the
we go.
first DVD player. He got the first CD player and spent buku amount of money on it. It was ridiculous.
All right. Here we go. Before we start getting into the tinfoil hat land. Oh, don't worry. I know you
we're
love the
heading that
tinfoil
way.
hat land, but here,
Yeah.
one more thing.
Or maybe even one of these.
I do.
Well, yes, you know what these are.
You hear a horse.
Yeah.
Stay on track.
So with this, you could actually make a phone call from one of those machines that were outside.
You mean a phone
Phone booth, yes. When we were younger, they used to be this, and then they became this, and now I think those things are pretty much non-existent. So it's and a lot of these.
No, they're not. They're not completely gone, and we can talk about that.
Right, but a lot of you younger folks, not even sure what these are. You actually had to have these things with you at all times in case you needed to make a phone call.
Okay, ladies and gents, payphones.
Yeah.
They're not completely gone.
No.
No, and I don't mean just for Neo and the Matrix, because they need ways to get in and out of the Matrix.
It's not real, honey. That's a movie.
I saw it on TV, therefore it's true. No. They're really not completely all gone.
No, they're not. There are some out there. They are very few and far between, though.
And you know where they are mostly? They're near prisons and homeless shelters.
Imagine that.
Because they don't have any other way to call people.
No.
So they can still make collect calls.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even know that operators are. Hey, actually, you guys, are operators still a thing anymore? Because it's been years since I've ever even touched a payphone.
I have no idea. And we don't even have a home phone. So I really don't know. I would imagine that there are.
Are there operators? How would you get them? What would you
By
say?
dialing 0. That's how you would get an operator a long time ago.
Did you say butt dialing 0?
By dialing 0.
Because I butt dial people all the time.
Well, that's because you don't shut your phone off.
Actually, I don't butt dial
And
anybody.
you don't put your phone in your butt pocket. So,
I never do.
no, that's dumb. That's the greatest way to get it broken.
Broken.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a question for you. Do operators still exist? And then, Dan is saying they do.
Yes, by dialing 0. Yes. They have them at Waffle House?
Yeah, they have met 911 operators. Oh, okay.
No, not 911 operators. No.
No, different operators.
We're not going to call
Don't
911. Don't call 911.
unless it's an emergency. Info is 411. What do they got? What are we seeing here?
Brad, why do you know about prisons?
No. Okay. That's funny. No, I know about homeless shelters. And
How
not
do you know about those?
because we've done a lot of ministry at them.
Just giving you a hard time.
I know, but it definitely sounds like I did my time. No.
AI operators.
Is that what it is?
I don't know. She's guessing. So,
No.
and they probably don't speak English. Sue, that's bad.
I actually, yeah. It's probably cheaper to outsource it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Regular
so
operators are saying,
yeah. Okay, so it is a thing. Okay, I think it's all. And then somebody says, I think it's all computers now. I wouldn't know. I'd have to go and find a payphone and dial 0 to find out if there's an actual operator. So I'm not going to do that.
You're going to want to bring some.
Can you dial an operator from your cell phone? Try it.
I'm not gonna. What?
I'll try
I don't know. You guys tell me. I don't know.
I'll try it.
What's going to happen?
No.
For emergencies, hang up and dial.
No.
Nope.
Apparently you cannot. At least on our thing.
Yeah.
So.
That's funny.
All right. Yeah. Another funny thing to that before we move on to tinfoil hatland. I know you guys are excited.
Yeah, let's get there.
You're excited.
Let's get there. Okay.
Change. You had to carry change.
Always had to carry change. And if you didn't have change, you had to call collect.
And I would get in trouble if I called home collect and there was not a real problem.
Oh, yeah, because it's expensive. It's a lot more money to call home collect than to use the quarter. I don't even know what it is now.
They're saying 611.
611 is...
Dawn is saying 611.
Oh, okay, so that actually that's for that's to get AT&T. Put it on speaker.
We'll find out.
That's AT&T.
Welcome to AT&T.
Hi.
Calls are... Hi, how may I assist you?
I was really kind of hoping for a pizza. Do you deliver?
Sorry.
Why are you sorry?
Sorry. Please say again and try rephrasing.
That just charged me $48.
Yeah, probably.
I don't
Charge
know.
you for a pizza. We'll get one next month.
All right, ladies and gents, here's the deal. You're going to have to hit the thumbs up. You're going to have to make some kind of comment. You're going to have to hit the like and subscribe because here we go. Tinfoil Hatland. What if, hypothetical, crazy hypothetical, what if all this talk of October 4th with the FEMA emergency thing, made a video on that a while back, and we kind of outlined that there's this unprecedented test that's going to happen. It's either going to be on the 4th of October, or if they have technical problems, it's going to be on the 11th. And it's, from what I've been reading, it's not voluntary. If you have a smartphone, it will turn on and it will give you the warning. But the problem is there's no message that's being given to the professionals, the people at the radio stations and TV stations. Normally there's a message that the federal government will send out, and they're not being given anything.
No.
And so what if, Tinfoil Hatland says, what if this is a preliminary thing to something bigger, like a communication breakdown? It's a song.
Okay.
Could it be?
It could be. It could be any number of things. It could be just a test before something bigger happens. I don't know.
Yeah, Silver Shire, or is it Shire?
Shire.
Says, I'm with FEMA. No worries. We've got your back. Just kidding. Sorry. Just kidding. What are the 7 scariest words? The 7 scariest words? 9?
9. I'm with the government and here to help.
I'm here to help.
I think it's 9.
Or is it put down your Second Amendment things?
9. Yeah.
We'll protect you. You don't need to worry about that.
Sure you will.
You don't need to worry about that. As someone's kicking in your door at 3 a.m, we'll be right there. That's another. Those are 3 words that are pretty scary. We'll be right there.
That's 4.
Right. No, it's contraction.
We'll be right there.
We'll
We'll
oh
be
fortune.
right there.
So here's a question, guys. What would life look like? All right, here's the question. If all of a sudden you woke up tomorrow, and this thing didn't turn on, but it's fully charged. It's fully charged, and you're like, oh my gosh, how am I going to get on TikTok? How am I going to get on TikTok without my... I see I can...
Stop it.
What if it didn't work tomorrow? How would that affect your life? What do you seriously... Okay, here's the serious part of the silly part. What do you think would be the biggest thing that would affect your life immediately? And I can tell you what I think.
Okay.
What do you think?
For me, nothing.
Yes, it would, my
No,
dear.
it wouldn't.
Yes, ma'am.
No, it wouldn't.
Like, okay,
I don't care if my phone works or not.
No, more immediate than we're just going to do our chores, and I mean, and then obviously my Bible Devo wouldn't happen in the morning.
Right.
Because if the cell phones don't work, then you've got to back this up. Then that means the internet's not working.
Right.
Because it's all interconnected now.
Sure.
Payments, money.
True.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah, Connie's got a good idea, though. You get an extra day off work.
Yeah.
Robert says nothing would affect him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Miranda says she would start the laundry. Well, let's think this through, guys. If all of a sudden communications are down, the biggest thing I can think of is that most people's payments are not going to get processed because the majority of money flows through
the internet.
These.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the majority of money flows through these and there's no money flowing, how many days do you think it would take to just completely cripple a country?
It wouldn't take days. It would be hours.
Just wondering.
Yeah. I have to go back. The only thing that it would disrupt for us or for me is we wouldn't be able to talk to the kids that don't live here.
That would stink.
Yeah. I mean, Jonathan, he's overseas.
He's in Korea.
Yeah. There's no way we'd be able to talk to him. Right now, we talk to him through Facebook.
Yeah.
Because they don't, it's too expensive for them to call on a regular phone line. So we talk through Facebook Messenger. So that's the only way we can do it. Yeah, back to writing checks.
Well, we better put our
Checks and
orders
cash.
in beforehand, before everything goes south, because all those orders are processed digitally.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're a prepper, go ahead and show your colors.
hands up.
Throw your hands up if you're a prepper, because I gotta give you a little bit of real world. What are you guys thinking? This it's coming, but you gotta be truthful, because we're preppers, but we're not like the crazy we have flamethrowers preppers, because no, that's a bad idea. Don't do that.
No. And Kevin, you couldn't watch us because we wouldn't be on.
That's true. That's true. You couldn't.
Yeah.
But if you're a prepper, everybody's concerned about having your phone in like an EMP proof bag. And honestly, I was thinking about it openly the other day, truthfully. But if let's just say that all communications are down and you were smart enough to get your phone an EMP proof bag or tinfoil or whatever it is that you decided you wanted to do to protect this phone, who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters. It honestly...
Who are you going to call?
The only thing it would protect would be the music that you have on it.
Or whatever data you have.
Or photos on it, right?
Yeah.
You still wouldn't be able to communicate because the cell phone lines would be down.
Who are you going to talk to?
Who are you going to call?
Ghostbusters.
I know. The thing is, you got to have like a ham radio or a CB radio or something like that.
Yeah.
In your Faraday
and
cage
by the way,
or bag, whatever.
If you are a ham operator, Jess was the first one. Jess, cool points for Jess. But if you are a ham operator and you're open to publishing your call sign, it's not a call sign. Your ham, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be a dork. I really honestly don't know the name for the numbers and letters that identify you. Is it an address? If you're a ham, if you're hammy, if you like ham a lot and you have a radio, post your numbers, your digits of hamminess. If you're a ham hawk, make sure that your name gets, put it out there.
Yeah.
Put it out there, because maybe you might end up meeting some people that would be really cool. But it's call sign. Thank you. Thank you. A handle, but now Chris is saying that Cheryl's.
Well, handle isn't that on the CB?
Maybe they're referring
Station
to that.
ID. Well, everybody's got a different name for it. So
you want to get a ham license? I actually do as well. And I even have the book. I have the book. One of the viewers actually sent me the book, which was really cool. Hey, John Zeckerly.
He's got his
and he's sharing his, whatever he calls it.
Call sign, handle, station ID.
Call sign Team Alpha Wolf Megatron.
Oh my gosh. WKRP.
No
That's the best
way.
radio. No, it's not. It's the best radio station ID ever.
Can you pick your own ham thing? Because I think it would be cool
I
to
don't
be
think you can.
Team Alpha Wolf Megatron.
No, it's only supposed to be 6 digits.
How do you know that?
Because that's what his is.
Or you just counted?
No, and every other CB, or not CB, every other ham radio license number, whatever it is, handle, call sign, that's what I've seen. It's 6 digits.
All right, ladies and gents. Well, I've got a question for you. If I go get my ham license, could we do it live? Like where I pick up and we're here, like us doing this, and we
really
talk
cool.
to you guys?
That would be really cool.
How cool would that be?
No kidding.
Who would do that with me? Anybody? Not John Zeckerly, because he's we're friends. We're friends. The guy's a little bit shifty. No, I'm totally teasing. We're buds. He probably knows more than 10 people who are smart about radio. He knows probably more than all 10 of them combined. The guy's
wicked smart.
He's wicked smart. My boy's wicked smart.
Oh, you could if you had repeaters. Bueller.
Yeah.
So, in an emergency, Silver Shire is saying, if in an emergency, you don't need to have a license, yet you still need to learn a lot about it in the meantime. The license process is recommended.
Well, then I have a question. Yeah. Define emergency.
Whatever you feel is an emergency.
I need a concrete mixer from Culver's right now. I'm feeling emergent.
Right. Of course.
My emergent is cresting. We'd have more people on if we were sillier earlier.
It's all your fault.
I know. I didn't get silly earlier. Yeah. Radiohead is awesome. I love Radiohead. That band.
Steve's,
I know they're not very Christ-like.
His CB handle was Buster. Apparently the neighbors hated it when I keyed up and took over their TV and radios.
Who did?
Steve.
Gunner?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Morse code.
That's excellent. So Tammy was asking if you want mayonnaise or mustard with that.
Yes.
Ham. Yeah.
Please.
And now she's saying you're going to need cheese with that ham license.
See, and Silver Shire's agreeing with me. That is an emergency.
Yeah.
It depends.
All right, Jess, you coming over? She said, let's go to Culver's.
It's Double Dog Dare.
Double Dog Dare.
Honestly, we live nearby. You guys going to go get us concrete mixers?
Sure.
It's up to her.
It's up to her.
It's up to her.
Yep.
I'll buy, you fly. Remember that? We used to say that in high school.
No, I did not. I was not cool in high school, hon. You were cool in high school. I was not.
And what happened? Oh, the days of the far gone years. No, that was the thing. That was in our high school. Okay, whatever. In our high school, you were allowed to leave during lunch period. Like if you had a car, you could leave. Mm-hmm. But I didn't have a car.
Yes, you did.
Not at the time.
Oh, I see. Okay.
What had happened was I would gather a bunch of people together and be like, you want pizza for lunch? You want pizza for lunch? You want pizza? Yeah. So I'd gather everybody's $5, thereby paying for my pizza for lunch. And I would find somebody with a car
To go get it.
and say, here's $25. Go to Hungry Howie's and grab us some pizzas. And they'd be like, free lunch, free pizza? Yeah, I'm in.
I'm in.
So I'll buy, you fly.
That's so funny. That's
Nobody
so
ever
funny.
did that.
No, I'd never. No, okay, so my last 2 years of high school, I was at a Christian school in Florida. And so I always went to the neighbors.
I have no doubt, John. John, some things just don't change, bro.
No.
Got to be honest.
No.
Love you. You keep on being you, bro. You do you.
Oh boy.
The Grateful Dead is one of his favorite bands ever. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Oh boy.
You were saying.
Oh, I would go and eat lunch at my friend's house that lived right behind the school.
Yeah.
So we weren't supposed to leave, but we did.
Jess, we're waiting on the knock on the
That's right.
door.
That's right. We're waiting.
Taquito, Dr. Taquito is ready.
Yeah.
You guys don't know, but Dr. Taquito is her son, who is an awesome little dude. I love that kid.
Yeah.
He's one of those kids. He likes hanging out with the adults, even though he's like this big. He's like 4 foot, something like that. He's like basically a hobbit. You should see her. Mom is like, she's pocket size for travel. But I'm so in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's cool. He'll sit there and have a conversation with you, and there'll be a bunch of people around. He's like, why aren't you paying attention to me? Hey, I'm talking here.
Yeah. He
I'm
totally is
talking
like
here.
that. Yeah.
And
He's
he
like
just,
that.
he got the name Mr. Taquito because he would love it when we made taquitos when we come over. And then I just said he needed to level up, and now he's Dr. Taquito.
Yeah. So whenever they come over, we make
Taquitos
taquitos
for
just
him.
for him.
He gets his own.
Yeah.
And I don't even mind.
Nope.
Fun size.
It's
Skittles. Bite-sized candies.
got to be something spicy.
Taste the rainbow. What's the matter, honey? It's fun sized. And she's done. I'm waiting for the knock on the door. I think honestly, it's cookie dough explosion day at Culver's. I saw it at church.
Stop. I know.
Explosion. Who doesn't want a cookie dough explosion? Anyway. Okay. Here's my only, you want to see the notes that I have today for this entire show, guys? Here it is. Ready? Dun, 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 dun. Here are the notes. Show notes. I wanted to make sure that you guys got free music.
Yeah, that was it.
And the links are in the video description. Sure. I guess I've been hanging out with John Zeckerly too long. Nope. What?
I just saw her comment.
What'd she say?
Not that rainbow.
I didn't hear it.
Not that rainbow.
Oh.
Okay.
Anyway. It hit a nerve. Yeah. Free music, guys. Please go download it. And I wanna hear what you think. Oh, here's the other part to this. There's still 150 people. No, this is a cool part. If you are interested in helping out with putting scripture to music, even if maybe you're just an okay musician, we don't care. I don't care. Because it's not about that. It's honestly about the Word of God. And I want more people to listen to the Word. I want more people to get it in their minds. And music is a great way to memorize scripture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's why I've been doing it.
Yep.
So download it. If you're a musician, reach out. Steve, by the way, what the crud, man? He is a musician and hasn't even tried to put anything towards this project. None.
Mission Daffodil, stop it.
She was awesome. She sent in an article that we.
She just told me Krista's gone. I was calming down, and then she said that.
I don't make cookies anymore. He had explosion. I didn't even read the rest
Last time
of
I thought
it.
I was using baking powder, and I think it was gunpowder. Oven was not very happy, nor was the wife. Oops.
There it is. All right. I think we're done here, folks. Here's some music. Download it if you like it. You know, awesome. Share it. Oh, by the way, there's no money. And there's no
Yeah, it's totally free.
Yeah, it's free, 100% free. And I want you to share it. There are copyrights, but the only reason why there is a copyright is so that other people don't start making money off of it. Because that happens. People will say, "This is my music." And it's happened to us from companies in Africa have said, "Hey, YouTube, Brad's stealing our music." When it's literally my music that I'm singing on that I recorded right here. And then YouTube goes, "Yeah, it's theirs." No lie.
I know. I'm yes. I
Are you
agree.
reading? Are you reading?
Yes. They're going to be here in 5 minutes. So.
Baloney. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Show off what? Gone off the rails. You're right, Phoebe.
Yes. Totally gone off the rails. So this is what it will be like if there is no phones, no cell phones.
Might be better.
Yeah, totally be better.
We're going to have to do part 2 of this because we didn't get to the good tinfoil hat stuff.
Well, we kind of did, but not really. I mean, honestly, we don't
Just
wanna
let
end
your
on that
mind
kind of
roam,
note.
ladies and gents.
Just use your imagination on what.
If there's no money to buy stuff, if these things don't work, then most people can't reach in their pockets and go, "Yes, I'd like to eat today."
Yeah. Right.
How does that look? What does that do to society? And how long does it take? There you go. There's a good question. How long does it take? How many licks does it take to get to the bottom of this Tootsie Roll Pop? Sorry. I couldn't. How many days does it take for humans to start eating each other?
Well, there was a comment earlier. I can't remember who made it. Sorry. That 90% of folks would be no longer in that event in a year.
Are you trying to suggest that they would be ex-humans?
They would be ex-humans. Yes.
Instead of musical composers, they would be decomposers?
Yes.
Are you suggesting
I am suggesting
that they would be bereft of breath? This
They would also
is an ex-parrot
be living impaired.
living impaired, pushing up daisies.
Yes.
You don't say. Would they be deader than a doornail?
Oh, just a little bit.
What are your favorite
my
euphemisms? Would they be? Ladies and gents, we're done. It's over. Just think about how it would be.
Unalived.
Unalived. That one's a good one. I don't think I've ever heard that one before, Robert. That's a good one. Here they come. I keep waiting because there's a delay. I know you guys are coming up with good ones. So I don't know. What else? Pushing up daisies is the best one I got because that's like, anybody?
I got none. I
don't know.
You want to eat
Oh,
your
the
30
Tootsie Roll, Tootsie Pops.
They'd be fertilizer. Yes. Kick
Yeah.
the bucket.
Kick
That's
the
a good
bucket.
one.
There's a good one.
Yes.
Kicked off. Viewed, not seen. You know, ladies and gentlemen, this really is the only live podcast where you can come and just laugh your butt off about that topic. And you know what? It's good for the soul.
It is.
Or the soil.
Laughing for the soil.
It's good for the soil. I mean, soul.
If you can't laugh at death, what can you laugh at?
Oh, man. That should be like a Broadway comedy.
Oh my gosh, this has gone so far off the rails.
Don't fear the Reaper. We need more cowbell. I don't even have a cowbell. Ladies and gents, I don't have a cowbell.
Tammy,
What'd she say?
I've been smoking mushrooms again.
Here's some free music. Download it. Need more cowbell. You guys are awesome. We love hanging out with you. Thank you so much. Share the music. What? Worm food. That's my favorite.
Okay, stop. Just make it stop.
Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. Blessed is the man who takes refuge in him. Oh, fear the Lord, you his saints. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. I sought the Lord, and he answered me and delivered me from all my fears. Those who look to him are radiant, and their faces shall never be ashamed. Oh, magnify the Lord with me, and let us exalt his name together. Oh, taste and see that the Lord is good. days are like grass. He flourishes like a flower of the field, for the wind passes over it, and it is gone. The Lord is merciful and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in steadfast love. Bless the Lord.